Hello, everyone. I'd like to quickly start with something about myself. As a child, I grew up in a city that had lush green belt. But as I grew up, that very same lush green belt became vast clearings of land, all within no time. And that's when it hit me. I realized that the choices that we are making, particularly to construct our homes, like MDF, particle board, plywood, they are leading to deforestation and climate degradation. It was very clear that the choices that we are making is costing us something that we just cannot afford. Planet, our planet. But then, what if you did not have to cut down trees to make your homes? What if wood was not the only solution? Well, the answer to this question was right in front of me, hidden in plain sight. It was the agricultural waste. Every year, farmers generate millions and millions of tons of agricultural waste. Most of it is burnt openly in large fields, leading to greenhouse emissions, carbon emissions, and respiratory illnesses, and accelerating climate change. Now, hold on. What if this problem could be converted to a solution? What if we could use this to make something which has value? This question changed everything. I started reimagining how agricultural waste can be converted to make something that could look like wood. Well, now just imagine you're holding a plank of wood, solid, textured, full of natural grains, and beautiful. Now imagine again, what if this material was not made from a tree but from agricultural waste? Interesting, right? So we have developed a product, a material, a climate positive material that can look, feel like wood, but made with agricultural waste. What initially began as an idea quickly turned to a global movement. This is quite an example of how one innovation can create a legacy to pass on to the future generations. Well, you may want to ask me why? Why do we want to do this? What is at stake? Here's my answer to you. Well, not one, but 3 points. First, forest and biodiversity. Every year, 15 billion trees are just chopped off across the globe. 40 to 50% of this timber harvested is used for making MDF, plywood, particle board. When you choose us, when you choose sustainability, you are protecting the ecosystem, the species, preventing soil erosion, earthquakes, floods. Second, climate change and stubble burning. 500 million tons of the agricultural waste which the farmers produce annually. Out of that, 117 million tons are just burnt, emitting toxic gases and all of it. How can I forget mentioning the Southeast Asian region, which has got high AQI, air quality index, with smog, leading to low visibility and loss of soil nutrients. I'd also like to mention the WHO report that talks about 17 million premature deaths due to respiratory illnesses off, where stubble burning is a major contributor. Thirdly, VOC and wood waste. Well, let me just explain. Wood panel materials are not innocent. They emit volatile organic compounds, VOCs, particularly formaldehyde emissions, which is carcinogenic. You will find it in your furniture across your homes, offices, everywhere. This is a leading cause of indoor air pollution. Likewise, 11 million tons of wood waste ends up in landfill every year, releasing methane as it decomposes. Well, the innovated product that we have changes that narrative. Zero VOCs, zero formaldehyde emissions, 100% recyclable, which just means clean air for your lungs, for your kids and the planet. You may want to ask me, sure, it's sustainable, but does it perform? I'd like to say yes, much better than a conventional wood. I'd give you two reasons for that. Firstly, such materials, the composite materials made from agricultural waste, are lifelong termite-proof. It just goes on to mean that no need for renovation or maintenance or even pest control services. Secondly, I'd like to talk about the rising fire accidents and the recent wildfires in the Western countries. It's also a known fact that people may not die due to fire, but they may definitely die due to smoke inhalation. Such materials address just that. These materials are flame retardant, smoke suppressant, besides being waterproof and dimensionally stable. Another question you may want to ask is, how does this join the planet, people, and profit? How do you connect all of this? Well, when we innovated this technology, the aim was not just to create a sustainable product. The aim was to create a sustainable livelihood, wherein we would clearly shift from a linear economy to a circular economy. Here, nothing goes waste. The farmers who generate agricultural waste, the manufacturers like us who create a product of value from it, and the consumers like you all who ask for sustainable materials. This is how we connect. Because real progress is not when it costs the earth. It is when the earth heals. Another thing you might want to know, sure, this technology, this innovation is all inspiring, but what can I do? So, here's my invitation to you. Let's not see agricultural waste as a discardable item, as a waste. Let's start looking at it like a product which has the potential to create value out of it. Let's accept that agriculture and innovation can go hand in hand to regenerate the environment, create green jobs, and create sustainable industries. Here's what you can do. As architects and builders, ask for high performance materials, sustainable, which are kind to the planet. As consumers, ask for VOC free, formaldehyde free materials that have less carbon impact. And as communities and policy makers, ask for upcycling initiatives and support stubble. How do you deal with the stubble burning? Support those initiatives. The revolution has already begun, and with your support, we can scale it to great heights. Let's build a world which we are proud to pass on to our next generations. So make your choices wisely. Thank you.